Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Christian Ballard, sports journalist with Ballard Sports Media. Hope everyone's doing great today. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Just going to do audio for this one. We are going to put uh we'll put the schedule up on the screen here. But what I wanted to do, we've already done an Alabama preview. This isn't necessarily a prediction, but we want to rank the games from the easiest game on the schedule to the toughest. Now, there's going to be some controversy. There's some games that are just as easy or just as tough as another game. So they're kind of tied for first or last or second or whatever, right? Uh, I think we could all agree on that when it comes to Alabama's schedule and really just any schedule you look at for 2025 in college football. I don't think, I mean, if you want me to rank games for other teams, I can do that. But I specifically wanted to do Alabama just because, obviously, I probably know this team better than any other team out there. Almost said better than anybody else. That's definitely not the case. I'm not a big time Alabama expert, but I do know this program. I do know this team, and I could really dive into their schedule in a couple different ways better than I can any other team out there. So, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into it. We'll go ahead and put the schedule on the screen here. We've already done a preview, and I think I had them at most 11-1 or 10-2. But they open with Florida State, they play ULM, they play Wisconsin, they get a bye week at Georgia, Vandy, at Mizzou, Tennessee, at South Carolina, blah, blah, blah. Bye week again, LSU, Oklahoma, Eastern Illinois, and wrap it up with the 90th Iron Bowl at Jordan Hare Stadium. How I would rank these games. I didn't necessarily make banners for this. I'm just going to kind of look at these and kind of talk about it. I do have it in my notes. I think it's obvious. Kind of one of those tied for. I think. I think it's tied for first as far as the easiest games go. It's the non-conference with Eastern Illinois and ULM at home. Even if those were on the road, they'd still probably be the easiest just because of the opponents. But they do play in week 2 on September 6th. They play the ULM Warhawks, which I know people want to make fun and say, well, Kalen DeBoer in his second season here. Remember what happened the first time Saban played ULM? Come on. If Alabama loses to ULM in year 2 of Kalen DeBoer with Ty Simpson at quarterback, which was announced, by the way, um, we're going to riot in the streets. I know that. But you have ULM here. And then before the Iron Bowl, after Oklahoma, you have East Illinois um, before Auburn, the Panthers on November 22nd. So I look at these two games and I say they have to be the easiest. It's not because they're not SEC, it's just their group of 5 level competition. Even if they're good teams, uh, Alabama, even if they're not the best in college football this year, they should have no problem hosting those teams, putting up about 45 and maybe giving up only 1 or 2 scores. Those are the easiest. Up next, I'm going to say the home game with Wisconsin. I love the Big Ten. I love Wisconsin. I love Luke Fickle. I think he's doing a great job. Alabama did pretty good on the road against Wisconsin last year. I don't know what to make of the Badgers this year, but I would say of these games, I'm going to kind of throw 2 in here. I'm going to throw in Wisconsin with going to Florida State to start the season. Again, both of those 2 teams, Power 4, one on the road, one at home. I put Florida State high on this list in the easy category, kinda easy category because of the fall they had last year. Now, they probably could get more than 2 wins, but it's still one of those things for Florida State where are you really gonna trust them to have the ultimate turnaround Cinderella season this year? Probably not. Wisconsin, think that didn't they go like 6-6, 5-7? I don't even know if they made a bowl. I guess they did okay, and Luke Fickle's doing an okay job. But having them at home, I don't expect a major blowout, but I do expect this to be a pretty decent game that Alabama could win marginally by a couple scores. After that, after Wisconsin, I put at Florida State. We kind of just touched on that there. Then I look at, and again, these aren't like, oh, this game's actually tougher than this. Some of these are tied for like fourth or fifth place in easy to tough category rankings. Vandy, that comes after the at Missouri game. Uh, I guess at Missouri, that could probably be a little tougher than Vanderbilt. Only say Vandy is going to be tougher because Vandy beat us last year. They do return a lot of starters, including star quarterback Diego Pavia. You got to be careful, even if it's at home, that you don't slip up and lose to Vanderbilt again. I guess. But Vanderbilt's in a good spot with Clark Lee. Going to have a good team this year, ultimately, in the SEC, I think. After Vandy and LSU, because it's on the road, even though there's been some drama this offseason and there's kind of been some idiotic things said, just call it what it is, from Shane Beamer, who I do respect, I like, but his pressers have been interesting lately, actually. I won't get into specifics, but at South Carolina, could be a tough road game. Not sure what time that game's going to kick off. Alabama struggled with that game last year, only won by 20, what was it, 28? No, 27, 25. Um, so there's that. Then here's where it gets interesting. This I can really break down for you. Oklahoma, Tennessee, at Auburn, at Georgia. Okay, Georgia on the road, the toughest. Auburn, the second toughest. You never know what's going to happen in the Iron Bowl. You never know what's going to happen at Jordan Hare. At Georgia, I say is going to be the toughest just because it's Georgia. And even if they have a little bit of key issues here or there, it's going to be a tough environment. Could be a night game, even if it was a noon kickoff, which I don't know why they would make that a noon kickoff. They might, I don't know why, but um, it's a tough environment. Alabama hasn't been in literally 10 years. This is a different Alabama team. It's also a different Georgia team when you go to Athens. So um, that that's a tough game. Probably what I would call their toughest. Kind of tied with Auburn because I keep saying, and I'm going to reiterate the statement that I think with Kalen DeBoer, no matter how good or bad Auburn is this year, and this goes for the Iron Bowl in general, you just never know. But it's going to be interesting to see how he handles that tough environment. Nick Saban has lost there a few times, and even when he has won, only once did he blow him out. I think like 2011. Other than that, he had to get a late score to seal it or survive. You know, so that's a tough environment. But I would put Georgia as the toughest in between all this. So let's go back to the list. Eastern Illinois, easy. ULM, easy peasy. Wisconsin at home. We'll see, but I think that should be no problem. At Florida State, you get into your road schedule. You put those games kind of that tier two, which are you could lose if these teams spoil you, like Vandy did last year at Missouri. Then you get Vandy. Then you get LSU, both at home. At South Carolina could be a little tricky, but I think they'll manage it. Oklahoma at home. Tennessee at home, tough. Auburn on the road, and then at Georgia being your toughest game. So, with that being said, let me know where you would disagree. Let me know where you would agree. I think we could all agree probably going to Georgia would be the toughest, right? I would be shocked if anyone said anything outside of maybe Auburn, but I just don't see how it gets tougher than that Georgia game. I mean, like I said, I would tie the toughest games, Auburn and Georgia, just because and the reason why Auburn, like I said, it's like a cursed field. It's like a graveyard at Jordan Hare Stadium. It's just crazy, man. It really is. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about this ranking from easy to tough Alabama 2025 schedule. Let me know what you think. Let me know where you would agree or disagree, and we'll see you next time here at BSM. I love y'all. Jesus loves you too.